Behold, Fashion Frame Fridays. Today we have a different location than you might normally be used to. We're in a relay because I have been away, and these Fashion Frame Fridays have been prepared in advance for your viewing pleasure while I am traveling. So I decided to save a little time and give us a nice change of location by being in the relay instead. Today we're going to talk about this Atlas appearance and also the Venka Prime that I have on my fists as part of the appearance. This is stuff that I showed alongside the Lifesteal Furus as a piece of sick tech, so if you'd like to go check out that video, as always, that'll be in the description. You can always see where these appearances were in the description of the Fashion Frame Fridays video. So today we'll be covering this Atlas appearance. I decided to add some gold to him. I don't really know why. I feel like I had a thematic idea behind this appearance originally, but I don't really know what it is. Ultimately, while I was playing around with adding metallics and sub-themes to Atlas's relatively bland appearance, I realized that I really liked how the Deru Sayandana looked on Atlas's back. So the Deru Sayandana is this nice little Tennogen Sayandana, and I don't know, it just fits really nicely into the Shikoro helmet back. Now let me show you that really quick. The Shikoro helmet actually adds a lot to Atlas's head. So if you take this off, see there's a whole cowl on the back of his head, an entire other part of his body that just gets added on. And personally, I think the Deru Sayandana fits really nicely into it, instead of making it look really awkward, which is how some other Sayandanas are. So I don't know, I just like it. I like how the sort of rounded top of that cowl thing it adds sort of blends into the line of the Deru. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. So I like it, that's why I like it. So I decided to add some other gold parts with it, as you can see. And I've added the Venka Prime as another bit of gold, so there's sort of a little bit of a through line of gold. It looks much better from the back, where you do see bits of gold evenly spaced out through the frame's body. But on the front, it's unfortunate. I don't know. Atlas's chest is just trouble, man. Don't give me a hard time about that. It's difficult. I find that Atlas's stature is much more pleasing to the eye in the Nidus Noble animation, so that's just a personal thing. I think this will look worse if you use a different animation set, because he just holds himself oddly and he has really weird proportions. Really bizarre. Atlas is so weird. Alright, let's talk about colors. So this is pure black. This is a really nice matte texture on Atlas's chest, so you can use really saturated colors and it will still look good, which is fantastic. Why aren't more textures like that? And then, because this appearance is actually kind of cold, I have kind of a washed out red as my energy color, and we have that metal from the gold. I decided to go for a kind of cold secondary color. Now you could use something oh, I don't know, that, which looks fine, but I don't know, I just felt like it blended a little bit too much. I felt like this was a better color balance. Could just be me. And this tertiary, it's weird. This doesn't look like white, does it? But it's totally white. It's like a bone white, but still. So yeah, this is my tertiary color. Again, all these color choices are kind of unintuitive on paper, but when you actually see them on Atlas, they blend better. Atlas is really strange. I'm going to keep saying that throughout this video. For his bacon, we have Ye Old Red. There are lots of reds you can use for this. I tried Halloween Red. I think it's a little saturated because the textures here are not quite so good. It is a little bit shiny and oversaturated, but anyway, I think this is a better muted red, and I really don't know what to do with this either. Atlas is so bizarre. And now we have a lighter version of that red as the energy color. Again, this is a really washed out, muted red. I didn't really want something sharp, but it does look a little bit pink, so if that bothers you, this is probably a better place to employ see, that's a little bit, I don't like that. Alright, well personally I don't like that, but that's what that looks like. And now here are the accessories, where I've changed up the colors significantly. So here's our prime gold. This is a prime gold I frequently recommend, a nice soft gold color. I think it's very, very nice on all these pieces. Really pretty metallic on the Deru Sayandana, but also pretty nice metallics in the Riv set, especially the Riv Comp Guard. Now you could use Riv Elite Guards here, and I've said this in a couple of videos, but I just think they're a little bit overwhelming for the frame's body. Here it's not bad. If this is all you have, I think that's fine, but I personally do think that the Riv Comp Guards look better here. I think you have to have pretty overwhelming legs or be flying, or just, I don't know, your legs have to be weird for the Riv Elite Guards not to look too much. So I chose Riv Comp Guards here, that's just my choice. I think it flows better with his appearance and his legs. They fit so nicely onto his legs. Anyway, so we have the Riv sets, and then this is solid black. That's the gray you saw before. Here's more solid black. Here's that energy color again. Pretty simple appearance overall. And you can switch it up a lot. I actually think that despite the fact that Atlas himself looks really weird, A lot of things look good on him, especially a lot of shoulder armor looks good on him. Like, I tried the Edo set. I've seen a lot of people use the Edo set. You can use the Eos set, especially if you have Prisma Eos. There are lots of good things you can put on Atlas, and a good amount of good colors, although I do think that this bacon stuff looks pretty bad if it's anything other than red or like a grayscale color. So that's a difficulty. Anyway, here's what the Venka are. Again, I just switched around colors a little bit. We moved this red and this metallic around from the previous set of colors, but otherwise it's what you're familiar with. We got that black. We have this red from before on the blades. We have this washed out bone white to add a bit of lightness to his fists since they're very dark already. Then we have this Orican gold you saw before, and of course the brighter red energy color, which again looks a little bit pink, but I don't want him to look edgy. I want him to look like rocky, so I don't know. There could be a lot of colors you could switch up here. In fact, if you have any better ideas, if you want to switch up the colors yourself and show me how you would change the overall aesthetic of this appearance by manipulating the energy color, I would love to see that. Feel free to tweet me it. My Twitter's in the description. But I hope you all enjoyed this little piece of fashion to round out your week. Have a nice weekend, everyone, and I'll see you next week with the very same